Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining in and being a part of this evening. This is Sonali Chauhan on behalf of TCS iON, and it gives me a great pleasure to welcome you all to this exciting Jobinar on 6 steps to become a full stack developer. Today's session is going to be highly engaging and action oriented, and we have put together something very genuinely very exciting for all of you. So I encourage you to stay with us till the end. With this, let's start. Imagine this. You walk into a tech company for your first day as a developer. The office buzzes with energy. Teams are building apps that million people are going to use, deploying features overnight, and solving problems that impact real lives. You're excited? But then reality hits. The world of development isn't just about writing a few lines of codes anymore. It's about owning the entire product journey, from crafting beautiful user interfaces to engineering powerful backend system that scale globally, and on top of it, keeping all that secure. So that's the life of full stack developer. Today, companies want developer who can do it all: design, code, deploy, and even understand how AI tools are changing the game. Think about it. Frameworks like Stack, Spring Boot, Django are everywhere. But which one should you pick? How do you build a portfolio that makes recruiters say wow? And with AI already writing code and automating tasks today, what does the future holds for you? Now, here is the truth. Becoming a full stack developer isn't just about career choice. It's about ticket. It's a ticket to you can safely enter into the IT world. Today, we'll try to answer all your questions about full stack development, what skills you need to master, how to choose the right stack, project that impresses recruiters, what company really expect, and how to stay relevant in an AI-driven world. And to guide us deep dive into it, we have Shimul Paul from TCS. Hello, Shimul.
Yeah,
Hi.
hi, hi, Sonali.
Welcome. So let me give you all introduction of Shimul.
Yeah,
So Shimul, he's an accomplished enterprise architect, has a strong background in technology and services industry, with extensive experience in SQL, requirement analysis, Oracle databases, SharePoint, cloud infrastructure like AWS, Azure. Shimul brings a wealth of technical expertise, a perfect profile to talk about full stack development. Shimul holds bachelor degree in information technology from Dr. B.C. Roy Engineering College, Durgapur, and combined deep industry knowledge with practical insight into modern IT system. So we are so happy to have him guide all of you learner today. Again, a very warm welcome, Shimul.
yeah, I am very excited, because I just moment you said BCRA Engineering College, it's my college.
Yes.
So yes, so very excited. So hello everyone.
Shimul, let's start and let's help our student to see the bigger picture. So the first question we would like to ask you is, what core skills and learning roadmap student should follow to become an industry ready full stack developer?
Okay,
Over to you, Shimul.
yeah, thank you, Sonali. So we are in the technological world, so that means we have to deal with technology. This has to be come into our mind first of all. So to choose your stack, there are a lot of stack available. We should not confuse you other. First of all, whatever you do, if you see my screen, there is a one small form I have showed you, and you have a handy with Amazon app also. There are also a registration form. Is like look like. So for this form, a person who know basic HTML, they can design it also, and they can build. But in between, from design to development to deployment, so if you know entire roadmap of journey, that means you are full stack developer. So that means what advantage you will get? Could be one technology. You should know not required to learn everything. Could be one technology, but how to segregate that I will showcase to you. Let's example. This is the form. Now, for a full stack development in your college, definitely you have a strong knowledge of C. C programming basically is for logic building. For business rule logic building, you have to be C programming. You should know data structure. It's also a part of your curriculum. We generally algorithm we sometimes we ignored, but really it will lot of uh, algorithms and all will help you in your real scenario. That means you should know the linked list and all, so that first come first serve, FIFO, LIFO, etc., so that you can relate it. So see data structure, object oriented programming, and version control. Now C data structure, as an engineering student, maybe you know, maximum people know C data structure, object oriented programming. Concept wise you are clear. I know, I do like to have that key. You should conceptually cleared. Now what apart from you 1 to 2 months you have to add on in programming fundamentals? Version control. It is may not be on your syllabus, but you should know there is a concept called version control, like Git and GitHub. See, in industry, when you join as an industry, they will give you that tool. That is the licensing tool of service they will provide. But conceptually, you have to clear what version control is, Git and GitHub. So what you can do, this to as a development, as a freshers, as a student, if you say yes, I know Git, there is a storage. I can whatever code I write, I can store it there, and to for deployment. So that means the person who will give you the interview, you know, you have a free Git account, and you know how Git is useful. The Git interface you are very much workable. So it is a confident interviewer will get. So 1 to 2 months you just programming fundamentals clear yourself. Now second part. Now 2 to 3 months you just read about your HTML, CSS, JavaScript, because obviously for browser rendering any form you should require HTML5, CSS. HTML5 is an advanced version, but ultimate that is a tag. You know about it. CSS, JavaScript, etc. Now front end, if you see, there are that traditional HTML, CSS, on top of it there is a lot of front end framework come. Why? Because there are a lot of load, there are a lot of user engagement, the flexibility. So at a front end framework, you know your background logic, C data structure is okay, but to making this form, a person who know only HTML, he will build this form is an HTML using HTML tag. But sometimes the person who only know React, they can also design that particular form. So what I am trying to say, understand one front end technology, at least Angular or React JS. You should concept very much clear about your concept of React and Angular for the front end perspective. And state management means session means you logged in and your account is very secured. So there are a lot of tool available today. You have should to understand what is context API, Redux, NGX. So meaning my concern is that concept of state management you are in clear. Front end technology, at least you know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Angular or React. You know about it. So the interviewer we understand, yes, this person is know about React, but he know about the React. So React project I can deploy him. Now come, chalo, front end done. Now this you have to save the data. Once the form will get submit, you have to save it somewhere. So backend development. So now backend development in your college you have in Java programming. I know there is a Java programming. So if you know the Java, so you go into that. If you don't have Java, but you don't know any backend technology in your college, electrical engineering, may Java is not there. So best part is you go with the Python. So what advantage you will get if you go with the Python, for who don't know Java and all? So that means what will happen? At least you Python, you prepare your form using the Django framework. You can prepare your submit query, so that form you can prepare your registration form using React or Angular. And through your business logic, C, data and the object oriented programming concept, you prepare your logic that if I submit the form, registration will get successful. So that ecosystem you can build. So that means what I'm trying to say, if you know about Java something, make your career on Java. So that is not a harm, because initial stage you have to deal with one technology at least. Tomorrow when your experience will gain, you will get into many. So no bother about it. But what you feelings good, yes, I am know about core Java, so I have to shift it to advanced Java. That is the way you have to backend development path, you have to be clear. Now when you get into a backend development, you should understand few things, what is RESTful APIs and all, and authentication and authorization, because it is an industry and standard. So if you know JWT, Java Web Token, and OAuth, that means third party login. Google, if you logged in by Google, Facebook, and LinkedIn account, directly you just give your authentication and you enter into any website. So conceptually you have to clear. You may not be implemented, but conceptually you have to clear what JWT token is about. And what is RESTful API? Lot of API available in the website, free COVID API. If you search in Google COVID API, lot of government, they have RESTful API they have given, but you should know how to consume it. If you write the Google key, just how to consume a Java API, they will give you the set of codes, because you are the Java person. But if you know is a Python person, like how to read the API through Django, in Django framework. So you will get those codes and all, but you should know the process of useful of REST API. So done, backend is done. So logic has built by using programming fundamentals. Front end has developed by using React or Angular, is your choice. Backend done your Java or Python. There are other things also available, but I'm giving you an example of two for your understanding. But you have to choose what you feel comfortable. Now database, you have to save the data. Now where? So you have to understand one relational database, and you have to understand about NoSQL, MongoDB kind of non-relational database. Nowadays, if you are dealing with the row of data like Facebook, so no, MongoDB is the best part. You should know that non-relational database, how we can use it. So you, as a developer, when you go for interview, you should know relational database is what and non-relational database is what is the difference between these two. So this 4 has done. So 3 to 4 months, you complete your database part. You could choose MySQL, you could choose MS SQL. It's up to you. There are a lot of SQL that I've given you example: MySQL, PostgreSQL, MS SQL Server. Fundamentally, all are same. There is a tweak of syntax only, nothing extra. But as an interviewer, I prefer you should know about it as a conceptual relational database. Now, DevOps and deployment. These are the few things which you will get to know nowadays through when you deploy in the industry. But sometimes as you build your website like form using Java front end and all. Now you have to deploy it. Now sometimes in the organization, they have the Linux server. So sometimes people use some basic, they expect some basic Linux command you should know, like create folder, modified folder, some command you have to write, just as like command prompt. You have to write some command prompt, you have to give some ping statements and all. So you are familiar with the Linux operating system. So that you would like to know. Familiar. It's not like they use the expert in Linux. It's a familiarity, so that tomorrow anything they feel, just go into that system and deploy your code over there. So you should know how to log in the Linux server by using the ID password. So that is the one part of it. So you have some knowledge of Linux server. Now containerization is a concept, it's a new concept nowadays. Docker. Now Docker is a containerization for load balancing and all. Today's many organizations using Docker. That means your application, your database, your state management, your version, everything in a single unit, like a box, and it is isolated from each other, application to application. So if version is upgraded, there is no risk of destroy your code. Also, it will use server kernel, not directly your CPU. So that means faster performance. Nowadays industry using Docker. So that means what I am trying to say, you should know what is Docker, at least conceptually. Now, you developed your project in your laptop. So in your laptop or your desktop, but this has to be host somewhere. Now industry is not host like this, ki this file will transfer in manual way. They have their CI/CD pipeline. CI means integration, continuous integration, continuous development. So that means there is no waiting time. You write your code, you test, you deploy. That is gone on sequential. So there are a lot of tool available like Jenkins, GitHub. I request you, everyone should create one account in GitHub for your storage, and whatever programming code you write, you upload there. It is your for future step, and you can understand there are a lot of YouTube's video available how that code will come to some different server. Lot of free web server available. I will show you, give you the link also. Now cloud platform, you should know as a one cloud platform, at least AWS or Azure. What Azure, what is the benefits, what is virtual machine, how virtual machine work. So conceptually you should know AWS and Azure. So that 4 5 months you know. Now part of testing, at least one testing, J unit or any unit, whatever testing, there are tool available. Use it in your laptop and see how your code has been modified. Let's example, you write a Java code for insert your data into database. Do your unit testing. You write in YouTube JUnit. So if you know JUnit, if interview asks you a question, you have any testing tool? Yes, I know the JUnit part. At least one you know. Rest of the thing company will decide to you. At least you JUnit you know means any unit you can do PyTest also, Python, and try to, it is an ongoing process, soft skill. And soft skill in the sense of problem solving. If you have any problem, try to solve it in different way. Some joint different collaboration community. There are a lot of community available for Azure, AWS. You will get to know many information of the current technology. So that is your habit in the last one. That's ongoing process and has to be prepared. So this is all about, I am giving you the month wise. If you know at least one, you can say you are a full stack developer as a fresher. That means interviewer know you know basic programming, you know HTML, you know Java programming or Python, whatever, at least a backend technology. You know one relational database or one non-relational database, and you have some concept. You know have some concept of Linux. You have some concept of Docker, Jenkins, and cloud platform like Azure. So these are the stack available in this market today. We called it .NET stack. We called it mini stack, where MongoDB, ExpressJS, and Angular available. That means if you build your career in Angular, you are belongs to man stack. Then after 5 years of experience, you let me shift to man stack, because project to project it vary and you will get evolve. Python stack, Java stack, and AI fast stack. AI fast stack nowadays is going. Say example, today's date, what people do? People learn Python. If you don't have any technology, say example, electrical engineer, you don't know anything. So what they are going? They go fast in Python. They understand all the business logics and all, and run into AI first stack. That is machine learning and all. They go into other career.
Shimon, Rishi is asking that which stack is the most used one out of all this?
So this is a coach question, but I am telling you, every company is using every stack. Now is a Microsoft. Now world is in microservice model. So that means you say you're a company called Amazon or a company called, let's say example, Wipro. They have their different project based on the manpower and based on the capability. They have segregated their project. Some project in .NET Stack is going on, where .NET developer are there. Some project is going on Java Stack, so that means Java people use there. So all are mix up. But for your entry point, I suggest you choose at least one. Java Stack you automatically shift it to .NET Stack tomorrow for sure, because you know Stack. Stack means development to deployment. You know all the cycles. That means you very much equipped for the technology, which will help you to shift it to one stack to another stack. Is it okay, right? My answer for this.
Yes, perfect. And Shimul, there is one more question from Rahul. I think this is for the second slide which you showed.
Hmm.
He was asking, can we go for front end with Python?
What Python? Now front end means, see, front end means you are equipped only one thing. That means whatever the requirement come in the front end, you are utilization there. You cannot say you are the full stack developer, you are the front end developer, you can say. But for full stack developer, you should know also the backend part, because you are the person company utilization to you. Because any code transformation, you are able to understand what is written .py file. Example, in Python, the file extension is py. Now you design a beautiful front end. Now one code has shifted from another project to your end. Now there is a .py file. Now you'll confused, what is this file? So that means you have to find out a person who know dot against the .py file, .python file, who know about it. So means company don't want this kind of now this person should be in versatile. That is the concept of full stack.
Right.
Yeah.
Hemant, I think there is Hemant was asking one question, Shivul,
Yes.
and a similar Diksha also asked the same question, but the wordings were different. That Hemant question is, I have completed diploma in engineering,
Hmm.
3 years core,
Hmm.
3 years course it was, and when I go for interview,
Hmm.
they only ask Java. Why they are not using, or why they are not talking about Python? Even Diksha also have the same question, that why they don't they talk about Python.
Ah.
Maybe I think they are asking which language they should focus on, and how to make a decision.
Okay. So see, in that case, you have to represent yourself in your resume or your whenever you go posting yourself. I am a full stack. Now, organization, what you are going in the for interview, they are looking for a person for Java. But if you but full stack develop, because they have a specific requirement. You cannot, we cannot justify that part, because I am full stack developer. I start my career full stack developer in Python, but they are looking for Java. So it will be helpful for getting the maximum chances to absorb from the company. A lot of companies looking for full stack developer, and you just post yourself into there, and you put your like this way, what you know about your front end technology, back end technology, as well as the database, as well as the your concept of Docker. These have to be mentioned. So I'm very sure that a lot of organization will pick you for this kind of versatility if you have
Right.
nowadays.
Shimul, I can see there are so many questions
Yeah.
coming up in the chat. Audience will take towards the end, and if I find time, I'll take in between as well. But before that, Shimul, please take it up. We can start explaining with the doc.
Yeah.
Yes. There is one question very interesting from Prem.
Hmm.
What is MERN stack,
Ah,
and how it is connected to full stack development,
okay.
and how the components of it will interact?
Okay. Now, Manstack. Now see, Mans MERN. So MongoDB. So that means there is a database. So you know about the one non-relational database called MongoDB. There is an advanced version of JavaScript. It's called Express.js, and front-end library, and you are using React. And Node.js is for backend development. That means you covered by React in front end. That means it's like a Facebook, Netflix also in React, Node.js from the backend, MongoDB is for database storage, and Express.js for writing your business logic. So that means if you know about it, nowadays you are in the man stack. So that means you belongs to that category. It is just for a categorization, nothing more than that. But ultimate your knowledge is your non-relational database, front-end technology and back-end technology. The same concept when tomorrow if you enter into a project where Java is using, the same thing will repeat. Conceptually, syntax will get changed only, nothing more than that. That's it.
Uh, yes. And Rahul is asking that job is very less in Python stack. So which stack we should choose to get hired, which has more opportunity basically?
Oh, okay. Okay. See, Python stack now, if you say nowadays, please, Python is coming boom because for AI, right? So lot of organization is converted yourself for machine learnings and all. So that means to understand machine learnings and all, Python is must. So you will get the advantage. Earlier, maybe you can write, but nowadays the all the demands is coming to Python only. That's for answer. Nowadays, it is
Shiv,
Python only. Is to be honest. Because
understand,
you have to
Shiv.
convert it into machine learnings, and based on that the lot of normalization will happen. But I'm telling you, in Gen AI kind of concept, your data structure will very help there, because the algorithm is using over there for kind of algorithm is like a recommendation. I will show you Amazon architecture. That time we will showcase that for the recommendation how get used the product recommendation. You will get into your mobile apps for Amazon. So that how it will work. We'll show in the last slide. I'll prepare for you.
Yes. We can go ahead with the Docker overview, Shimul now.
Yeah. So Docker overview for a new concept. That's the reason it is not in the college syllabus. That's the reason I just come into so that you get interest. See, Docker is an open source platform that enables developer to build, ship, and run application is a container, is a bucket. So that means you are isolate your entire ecosystem. You put in a single place, and that will run from other. That means no other application will affect you. Now nowadays this concept is going. This is a mainly for performance, high volume performance. That's the reason the Docker is using. An advantage of Docker another is they are you not using CPU memory. They are using kernel directly. That means if you consider your laptop as a server, so and if you prepare a Docker application in your laptop, so if you go to your control panel and see your how many processes is going on, this if you run one application, this process is very less. Your laptop will not hang, just because of they are using kernel only from your laptop. So that is this kind of advances technology is coming. CI/CD pipeline, Jenkins, GitHubs. I said in your today itself, you guys please create an account in GitHubs and understand. A lot of YouTube videos available. You understand how to transfer the codes, how to version controlling will happen. Version controlling is nothing but a today you deploy one code, tomorrow again you deploy one code. The tomorrow code is some bugs is there, so no need to worry. There has a proper versioning, so you have to retrieve it also. So these are the funda, nothing extra.
So,
CICD pipeline, yes.
yes. Yes, Shimul, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I said GitOps, that is developers, Git account, and infrastructure. They have give the centralized infrastructure to deploy your codes. Now, common mistake. What basically we are engineering student basically we do generally. So now also I realized now after a long 20 years of experience. See, question is we are confused ourselves that there are a lot of things going on the market. What I will choose, but if you take my words today, think yourself, whatever front end to till till back end, whatever things is available, conceptually you make yourself clear. No need to go very vast in this stage. Nobody will tell you have to prepare a machine learning application immediately. But conceptually, database data structure concept or LIFO, FIFO, these are the conceptually you are very much workable. The loop perspective in C programming, for loop, while loop, exit, continue. These are the things you are very much clear. In core Java, you are clear. In the code, in the advanced, and the now people are showing for running to Hibernate and all. Yes, you should know the concept because you have to crack your interview and you have to perform there. If you know the concept, definitely you will perform because nowadays code will write by AI. But conceptually, you are clear. You should be clear. Now, your interviewer asks you a question. You know what is Git? Now, Git is not your syllabus, but nowadays Git is very good practice. People are doing this practice in the home also. You have to use the GitHub, free account. You put your code it over there. So that's the reason the common mistake we do. Just conceptually, one you target, finish. And C, C++, Java data structure. It is a common fundamental that has to be clear, and then followed by HTML, CSS. If you are in Java, go for Java or Python, and this concept called Docker and Gits, etc.
Shimul, there is one question related to the placement.
Hmm.
How to choose a specific company for beginners? What all to consider? Kavita is asking this question.
Okay. So when you sit for an interview, see, you have to express basically what I can feel. The interviewer don't know because interview said there is a recruitment, and that recruitment is for I need a Java programmer, and this kind of job description they give. But that means it is a last company and first company. You know Python, so that means you have to be express yourself. You are a full stack developer. You are, you know about the front end architecture, you know about the back end architecture, but architecture I practically implemented through Python, to be honest, because I have a strong background on Python, because that stack I have choose. Now if that company is big company, MNC, definitely they will consider. Other small company, middle level company, they are come for a specific interview for a Java only because their project running on Java. But it is an open market interview. If you tell yourself I am a full stack developer, I know this such of thing, including Docker concept, including GitHub concept, which is running on the market, and including CI/CD pipeline and all. Yes, they people will you will get the extra mileage for sure. You keep my words.
Right. Shimul, I can say one question, and I personally like this question a lot. I think we need your expert opinion in this.
Hmm.
Vijitra is asking
Hmm.
that I am a final year BE CSC student.
Hmm.
I have completed 4 months internship in full stack development
Hmm.
using React,
Hmm.
Java,
Hmm.
Spring Boot, REST APIs, and MySQL.
Hmm.
So I have a doubt. Currently, the technology trend is moving towards AI,
Yes.
and many companies are using AI agent like cloud
Hmm.
for development.
Hmm.
So should I change my tech stack,
No.
or
No.
which path should I choose for
No.
a long-term
Yes,
career?
that is the point, because you are feeling what you are getting the news from your TV and other media. No, what I suggest to you, you know Java, you know Python. So if you know, as it's right, Rovita, he should know Java and Python both, right? Let's say.
She know Java and
Yeah.
Python. She did not mention.
Okay, no.
Vijitra, if you know Python, you can put it in the chat. She mentioned Java, Spring Boot, REST APIs, MySQL.
Yes. So the agent, what you are talking about, agent, it's not like that. The agent is nothing but they are using the model. Now just give you just whatever I'm saying, just research is today in Google. Ultimate whatever in AI people are using, that is the called a model, LLM, for Gen AI, agent, for agentic perspective. So model is that LLM is a company, they are hiring the models as a cost. The company as getting those models as a cost. Now to implement those model, you have to call it. Now you called it through Java, you called it through Python, or you called it through, it's up to the organization. That means that model, if you are a Java programmer, very much you will get a lot of advantage to run those models in the organization. It's not like that you are abolish because market AI agent is coming. Who is it? That is a third party thing. But ultimate, you have to be implement your expertise in Java, or somebody will implement in Python. Now instead of in between, what Python people will do? Python people will, they don't know Java. What they will do? They will prepare some models, trying to modify the models. That means they will create some machine learning application like human face interaction, the malfunction depicted. This kind of application they will build and host into the models. So both the team player has different. I am belongs to .NET stack earlier, so that doesn't mean I am not using AI. I have my models which company given to me. I have to apply on it. But my expertise on .NET Azure service, because I am in a .NET stack, so I choose my Azure web service to implement it. But if you don't, if you have a strong background of that technology, you can crack anything. So I request don't shift, otherwise your time will get wasted, nothing extra. That's it.
Great. Thank you so much. I hope Vichitra got the answer. Let's move on to the very next segment. I think we can talk about the simple project which your participants can do to impress recruiters. Over to you, Shimul.
Yeah. So simple project, see, that means you covered everything. The project should cover a small project, but should cover everything. So when I say covered everything, you have a front end, you have a back end, you have database interaction, we have API concept there. Say example, in the home page you build a online examination system, let's assume. So there is a home page, that home page, a beautiful home page you prepare, there is a login option, there is a registration option. You build it through React, or you build it through normal HTML, doesn't matter. If you know React, you build it through React, or if you know only HTML, you build it HTML. So after building, you have to, some news you have to be circulated in that homepage, some news. So lot of API available in the website, that means called REST, we called it REST API. So you consume it and display there. Today's weather report, you have an internet connection, just consume that API using Java. If you have a Java person, so using this Java, you have a Python person using the Python, you use it and display all the, because RESTful means any technology can support. There is no dependency. That's the reason it's called RESTful. No, it is a technology dependence. Okay, so interviewer can understand, person is able to know how to consume the APIs. That is the good positive sign interviewer will get. Now deployment. There are a lot of deployment space available. If you search Google, ki host my code in uh, um, for a, just a Python anywhere. If you are a Python guys, you just today you go to Python anywhere, you can build and deploy your code there. But domain name would be pythonanywhere.com, means shimul.pythonanywhere.com. Like this way the domain will prepare. But you can at least showcase them in free, though no cost is involved. A lot of provider available who will help you to deploy your code in free is available. But yeah, the condition is against your name, their domain name will get mentioned. Then personal portfolio website, same thing. Whatever you build, you can build front end, back end, and front end, back end, and some security. some security in the case of JWT token generation, free, right? You call a session concept, you implemented session, a login session, logout session. Okay, so sometimes what I could say, basic crude operation, database interaction, like insert, update, delete, registration, login, update means some profile status you can inactive, kind of thing. You build your project like this personal portfolio website. Tax manager tax manager means whatever tax you will do, you put a interface and you put it into this. So that means all the things should cover basically, so that you can say, sir, that this kind of project I have built, where where I have implemented I have implemented front end, back end, logic, C, C, Java business logic is available. I deployed into the Git account I have, and from there I deployed into some hosting provider, and I would like to display to you. So this is my portfolio project that I would like to showcase you all the things. That means I I consume this API weather website, so for display the weather report and all. That's it. So he can understand, and you talked ki, I have a valid token of JWT. I implemented this authentication perspective. Nobody can, so that whenever person will give a ID password, from the Java server, I am getting the JWT token and I approve it. So they will get impressed. Definitely, covers all the things. Like this way, chat application, there's a messaging chat. It is not any hi-fi thing. You can build yourself. See, basic difference is when you do it in your organization, that organization some privacy policies and all, so that your chat application is more secured. But in your individual laptop, it will not, because it is open network, you are connected with the chats. That's the reason. Otherwise, conceptually, your concept nothing but a put over there, no extra thing. So whatever I said, and the end, I am just prepared for you Amazon system architecture, right? How Amazon, because why I choose this, nowadays people are do the shopping through mobile app, right? Amazon website. That's the reason I choose. Now if you relate whatever the you this is, say example, Amazon company. Now Amazon company, understand, this is very important. It is covered everything, all the stack it's covered here. That's the reason it choose user device. That means you do a order from your laptop or your mobiles. The moment you do the order, first of all, in your engineering, there is a concept called HTML, that request and response to the server. That's the way the website work, www.xyz.com. When you hit somebody, it will give a request to server, and server, from the server you will get a response as a preview. Now, nowadays, this is the earlier trends. Nowadays, that there is a company, CloudFront, they provided the content delivery network concept. So that means there is also interesting. You should know this concept. You are not able to implement because it is not any coding kind of thing. It is a conceptual thing. You should know, so that as a full stack developer, you should know the what is CDN. That means when I put a request for a product in Amazon from Mumbai, this CDN network is available in every across the country. So it will give my request to my local CDN. That means in what is available in Mumbai. So what happened? My process will get faster. Not like because my company is present in Hyderabad. So it is not like that a person in Mumbai, he put up a request through the network, he request go to the Hyderabad data center, and from there request will come. Not like that. Nowadays that is over. It is a small company do. Nowadays that CDN available, which take your request, process it through your load balancer of the server, and give. But it is the conceptually you should know. You are not right to implement it. It is for the infrastructure team. That team is totally different. But as a full stack, there is a concept called CDN, content delivery network, and there is a concept called load balancer. It is not your role, but you as a full stack developer, you should know what is CDN and what is load balancer. The main purpose of the CDN is local. It should your all request user request should contains by local provider, and that load and they will share the loads into the multiple server for faster delivery. So your organization, which company you will join, that company infrastructure team will responsible for this too. That's it. And after that, it will lead to microservice layer. Now, when I say microservice layer, if you heard about this, now today's is very trend of microservices. It is not a very big deal. Microservice is a terminology. See, if you enter project, if you cut down in a small pieces, it called it microservice. Let's example product services. That means in Amazon app, if you open, there are a lot of product visible, a lot of filter option visible. So that is built by Java. So that means somebody who in the Java stack, they people build those thing, this product definition, how to represent the product and all. Search service, search. If you write your any product, if you search, your C++ language help us to search in faster because it is directly connected with the FIFO and LIFO. Now, a person who know the Python stack, he is deploying a project of recommendation engine. That means if you go to Amazon, there is a recommendation of the product come. Who is that person build who know Python? Because there is a machine learning concept available. Without Python, it's very difficult to learn machine learning. And order services. Once you cover the orders, how to manage that order should be that the caching layer means Redix and Elastic Cache. How what is basically there's a concept ki there are a lot of orders happening, there are a lot of payment gateway getting transferred the money. Once it is success, then order will get processed. So that processing, the consistency of the orders should not hamper. Then organization using Redis and Elastic Cache kind of caching layer. The purpose of this, whenever you put up an order, it will cache into the local server and it will deal with the local server for further processing. You do cache. It's like our in the machine. If you something cache, so tomorrow when you type, it will automatically come. So no need to remember what you written. So that concept, caching layer. So infrastructure may handle that. So see, if you are in the Java stack, you are working on the order and product. If you are the recommendation, if you are the Python stack, you are deploying to the ML in Amazon. Let's assume. Now, but a person who know the concept of C++, obviously this is a basic code language, has to know. That means all the stack can eligible to work on search service because C++ is a common platform. Common, have to know anybody. It has to know. It's a C and C++ to build your business logic. Now, Kafka, event messaging and Kafka. So you immediately you get a SMS, your order has been successful. So very fast the transforming of the events and all. It is not happen through some kind of earlier traditional SMS service or fast. Once your order is happened in your product case, for example, product this first one I am browse my mouse is moving here. You order for a order you given, and that information you have to pass into this order. Developer A is working on the product service, developer B is working on the product service, and whatever product he has purchased, based on that trend, the recommendation decide the somebody who will working on ML, they will get to know what kind of person getting interest in the orders. So that transformation, the data transformation will happen through Kafka. They are taking care of all the transformation very faster and seamless. So Kafka is nothing but a technology. It is not like any kind of code and all. It's a technology where you have to tell your data to Kafka, and Kafka is responsible to transforming. So that means it's a line, big note ki Kafka, we are learning Kafka, but you should know the concept of Kafka as a full stack developer. At least what happened, the people can understand, huh? You know the Kafka. That means if you pass the data to Kafka, the messaging and transformation, it will get helpful. Conceptually, you are right. And then the data storage layer. So ultimate, the final thing will be stored in the data. There is a mix of data. Amazon, because it is a Amazon, the Amazon has their own Amazon S3 data. It is a mix of relational and non-relational, but conceptually same. Insert into table name, in table name. There is no backend, there is no difference on it. So that if I go into the MySQL or SQL server background, I am not able to work DynamoDB or Amazon Aurora. So because when you enter into the system, it is a name, it is a naming convention only. When you enter the system, you will get the same thing what basic SQL fundamentals say, nothing more than that. And after that is the infrastructure layer. That infrastructure team will handle how the multi-region it will be check out auto scaling. If there is a one server is getting huge load, another server how it's up. So it is that part. So this is all over. If you see, whenever you are Python, or you are the chance to get in Amazon. Let's example here. So whatever stack you have, there is a possibility to work on it, this thing. So I hope this is you understand properly for the industry standpoint. Think only, you know whatever you know, that is the great thing, and you have to explore all angle, development to deployment, all point you should cover. That's it.
This is very, very interesting, Shimul. Generally, we order in Amazon, but we don't even realize that there are so many layers into it.
Yeah.
So first time I saw, and it was very, very, very interesting. Uh, Thank you so much, Shimul, for the way you broke down from the start, the full stack developer journey, from core skills, and maybe choosing the right stack, interview expectation, the practical project ideas was extremely clear and relatable. Your example made the learning path, very achievable for everyone. And I'm sure many participants, now we got a clear idea, clear sense direction. And also in between the answer, you have answered so many questions from the audience. That was also, I can see there are lots of questions available in the chat, and I don't think so we won't be able to take all of them. Shimul, we'll take just few questions as we are very near to the time to close the session, but I would like to take few questions from the audience. Shivul, hope you are available.
Yeah, please, I am available.
Great,
Yeah,
great.
thank you.
Okay, so Shivul, one question from Sushil Kumar, very interesting. How much time it takes to be a full stack developer?
So if you see my presentation that time, so you can build your full stack concept clear within 6 months, and for sure you can,
Oh,
if you very
great,
planned manner, if you do it. Because I said my one words, conceptually you be ready for all aspects. That's it.
great. Aditya is asking, can we use vibe coding?
Sorry, right?
Vibe coding.
Yes, you can, but the question is, see, whatever the case, but your background C++ and data structure, it must be strong. That's it.
Right. Kirti Sai is asking, I have a doubt. Nowadays, entire work done by AI, like make complete website, is full stack will be demand, it will be in demand, and will there be any job after 2027?
Okay. So full stack, obviously that demand is always be there, just because of there is a main thing is that now world is moving on AI, and there this concept is required. That means your development concept, what you learned about from full stack, that will be get implemented over there, or calling the models, using the models to train the models, etc. That's it.
Yeah, Shimul Sai Dipti is asking, I have completed Java full stack and I have a good command on both front end and back end.
Hmm.
how to build project and what project I have to build. If you can give some idea or example.
Okay. So, uh, so in that case, I what I will prefer. It's like a we say online examination system. If I consider this project, it is a very beautiful and very all the core concept is covered. You why the basic agenda of this, it is covered your AIML also. Let's example, you have in the Java, you prepare your authentication, your logged in, your question bank shuffling and all. Plus, if apart from it, you can give the touch of AIML solve malfunction detecting. That means through your webcam, how people are doing any cheating and all. So you can very much detect through ML. So that means it will get an added advantage. That means you are aligned with your the current.
Question that Rashmi Nayak is asking, is basic full stack enough for placement or do we need deployment knowledge too?
See, basic full stack is very much useful for your placement. Deployment for conceptually, you have to be understand how deployment is happened conceptually, because you don't have a server where to deploy. You're the freshers, right? So that means basic full stack is also okay. Make sure whatever points we covered that you have a command.
Right. So I would like to just take the last question. Already we are 8 minutes late. So Meghna, I think it's a very urgent kind of question, I would say. Hi, Meghna is asking Shimul that I have an upcoming interview for
Hmm.
software engineer intern role. And the
Hmm.
requirement includes the MERN stack, REST APIs, third-party integration,
Correct.
as well as the basic knowledge of server deployment and domain configuration.
Yes.
So I want to ask your guidance on how should I approach my preparation.
Okay.
Specifically, how deep should my understanding be to confidently crack this interview?
Okay.
Any particular topic or practical skill you would recommend?
Okay. So this question, I just come from the last, because deployment perspective, you prepare your concept how deployment is happen. That means there is a application server. That application server, you have an account, you develop your code, you put into your GitHub, and from the GitHub that file is transferred to application server. That is the way the my I have my concept to deployment is. Why Git? Because for version controlling, to that any disaster happen, I can recover my code. That is the way you have to represent for deployment part. Now development part, you have in command of manstack if you have. So that means you are very much okay for front end and back end, and how to interact it with the application for inserting, updating and CRUD operations. With respect to APIs, you have in command, how to represent, how to consume the REST APIs and all, so that it could be very much easily accessible all the outside world data. That's the way of peace manner. You all the things you collect each other and stitch it, you will get the command on particular this role for sure.
So I'll request everyone that I'll request my team to put the email ID in the chat. If you have any question, any queries, you can write to us on info.tcsionhub@tcs.com and we'll definitely get back to you. With this, we have come to the end of the session. And uh, before we wrap up today's session, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to Shimul for taking the time and guiding us through the journey of how to become a full stack developer.
My pleasure,
Uh,
Shimul. Yes.
it's our pleasure, Shimul, and your step-by-step breakdown from choosing the right tech stack, working on real projects, building a strong portfolio, and the very interesting the Amazon architecture, which you showed us. It's a live example that how the things are, how the technology, the beautiful technology is. So I think it has really given a clear understanding to our participants and clearly, I think, give a direction that they truly need. So, thank you so much for simplifying such a vast topic and make it feel very practical and simpler. And before we wind up, Shimul, we would like to hear your expert opinion. Like, what is your key message and final thoughts?
My always final thought, what I also followed, that is technology never end. but whatever you learn, that is the best. You have to think like this. You don't, and you have to grow that way. And finally, whatever the demanding thing, it will be match with your knowledge. So that means, and whatever you learn from the basic and core concept. Conceptually be ready, and you will get your success definitely for sure. That's I can say.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Shimul. I think it's very motivating, very inspiring. So thank you so much, Shimul. Thank you so much for all the participants for your enthusiasm, your questions, and your willingness to learn. So we hope today's session has sparked confidence and motivation to take your first step towards become an industry-ready full-stack developer. With that, we conclude today's session. Wishing you all the best. Keep building, keep exploring, and most important, keep growing. So have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you so much, everyone.